Hello, I'm Robbie,
I'm Ollie.
and today we play
Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Flashpoint Fire Rescue, a 2 to 6 player game designed by Kevin Lansing and published by Indie Boards and Cards. In Flashpoint Fire Rescue, each player takes the role of a firefighter whose goal is to save 7 dogs,
Cats.
or people from a burning building, while keeping the burning building under control. Once you save 7 of your victims, you win the game.
But if 4 die, you lose.
4 die, you lose, or if the building collapses down on you. So Ollie and his mom have left me in a burning building a couple times where the building collapsed down on me and they were safe and sound outside. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on them today.
Now I'm definitely leaving the burning building. Okay.
Let's see. So there are 2 ways to play Flashpoint Fire Rescue. One of them is the family game, which is a simplified rules version, and then the expert game. Today we're going to play
The standard game.
the standard family game. But if you want to see a playthrough of the expert game, let us know and we can do one of those also. In the family game, there are 3 action phases. So, the first phase is the action phase, where you have 4 action points for your turn, where you can move, put out fire, open doors, chop holes in the wall, or rescue victims, moving them out of the house.
The building collapsing.
Before the building collapses, most definitely. The advanced fire phase is next, and that's where you roll 2 dice to see where the fire goes. So each turn the fire will spread. If it rolls up on a fire space, you'll have an explosion. It'll spread faster, otherwise it builds up smoke or fire. You'll see here that you have a 6-sided red dice that you roll and a 8-sided black die that you roll, and then you just use the coordinates on the graph to place your piece. The third phase is the replenish POI phase, and the POI is basically, I figure it stands for person of interest or place of interest. So that's what these question marks are. So underneath these, there is either a blank or a victim of some sort. If it's a blank, you remove it from the board and replace it. If it's a victim, then you have to get them out of the house. If we save 7 victims by getting them out of the house, as soon as we get them out of the house through one of these doors, they're safe. Or if 4 of them die in the fire, then the game is over and we lose. These here, the black cubes, these are used to signify damage to the walls. So when you get explosions, or if we try chopping through the walls, we'll put one of these on the wall. If the wall gets 2 of them, then it's broken and it's considered an open space that we can move through freely. But so can the fire. Once you use up all of these black cubes, that is when the house collapses. And hopefully it's not me in there when it does.
It's gonna be you. Probably Puppy.
I think I'm just going to sit outside while Ollie runs around and tries to save people.
No, I'm going to toss him in the fire instead.
And with that being said, we're going to get the board set up, and we'll see you in a few.
And we're back.
So you'll see here we've got the board set up. For the family game, they actually show you the setup to use, and it can be used on either side of the board, as it's a 2-sided board. So we'll show you real quick the second side here, which you'll notice only has 2 outer doors. So now back to our setup. So we have 4 outer doors to get in. These just remain open at all times. Then you have multiple doors that are shown by this, where to place them. All the doors are closed, and it'll take 1 action point for us to open them unless the fire blows up and actually takes a door out. You'll see that it shows you exactly where to place the flames to begin with, and you can use it. You just put them in the same coordinates on the other map side if you want to continue to play the family plan. We'll also show you how explosions work as they happen in the game, because I promise you, they will happen.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. And that spreads the fire quickly.
And it might oof somebody.
And it might oof someone in the process. I think the cat got it the last time, so it happens.
And my mom was very upset.
Yes, indeed. because she saves dogs and cats first. You also see that it shows us where to put the 3 POIs. So they are out there now, and when one of them is removed in one way or another, whether they're killed, whether we get them out the door, or whether it ends up being a blank, we'll replace that at the end of our respective turn. Getting set up, we got our 2 dice, one 6-sided die, one black 8-sided die. Ollie has chosen red, I've chosen blue, so I'm going to let Ollie pick where he's going to start. You can start in any space along the outside here. So Ollie's going to start there to go in. He'll probably go in here to check out that person. I'm going to start down here by this door because that way I can run over here and check this person out and see if it's a person or not. Meanwhile, we're going to have to start getting on the fire here. You'll see that the living room's caught. This is the kitchen, so the kitchen's up in flames pretty good. And this bedroom here. Our potential victims are in, I guess this would be the family room or recreation room. And we have 2 victims hanging out on the toilets. These folks are passed out though if they're there, so we'll have to drag them out.
And we might spray them in the face in the process too.
That might possibly happen. In the expert version, you actually get specialties. So you might have what's called a cast firefighter, where you get free firefighting points, a paramedic, a fire captain, things like that. And if you ever played paramedic or horrified or any of those types of games, you'll be familiar with that concept where you have a specialty person.
Well, so we might get confused since we haven't played the regular version in a while. So
actually, that's true. It's been a while since we played the family version. You get to choose who goes first based on what you want to do, and if you can't figure it out, the rules say the youngest player goes first, but use whatever method you want. It's a game and it's your game. So who do you want to go first here, do you think? You want to go first?
I'm the youngest, so I go first.
Well, Ollie's using the youngest call, so he's going to go ahead and go first, and he gets 4 actions. Each movement is 1 action. 2, he's going to open that door.
Open up.
3, and 4. Moving along in open space is one action point. You can move through fire for 2 action points, but you can't stop in fire, so you have to move out.
And I probably should have knocked first before entering the bathroom.
Probably not, because there's a fire going on, and I don't think they care. Alright, so now he's done his move, so now he's going to advance fire. So you roll both dice to advance the fire. So he gets a 1 for red and a 6. So that will be smoke. So every time you advance fire, it's smoke. If it ends up next to fire, it's going to become fire.
Or you roll it again.
Or, yeah, smoke on smoke is fire. Smoke next to fire is fire.
And if you hit the fire again, kablooey.
Yes, if you roll it into fire, it blows up, and we'll show you that here shortly, I'm sure.
It might happen a lot, especially in the kitchen.
So now
keep watch on the kitchen.
keep watch on the kitchen. Whenever we played the family game, that kitchen always went up in flames pretty good, and those walls were crumbling down. So
the bridge is going down.
Yeah, usually on me. Alright, so then the final phase, replenish POI. We have 3 of them out here, so we're not going to do anything with that. So now I'm going to move 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as you enter a space with the POI, you flip it over.
And you got
That's
nothing.
a blank. So that means we just remove it from the board. At the end of my turn, I'll roll for a new one. So that was nobody. It was a false alarm. So now I'm going to roll to advance the fire. Whoops. And a 5 and a 6. So 5, 6. Well, look at that. We already get to show you what an explosion does. Kaboom. So here's the gist of it. The explosion means fire will go out in all 4 directions. So anything adjacent is next to it. So what Ollie is doing here is he placed 1 wall damage here. There will be 1 wall damage here. And there will be a fire token placed here. The reason why he placed this wall damage is because when the fire... What do they call that?
Pause for 1 second as he figures out what's going on.
I just want to remember what they call it. It's not flashover. It's shockwave. Haha.
Shockwave.
So basically when you have an explosion and there's fire next to it, it continues until the fire runs out. In this case, it's against a wall. So a shockwave runs. To use it as an example, if the explosion occurred here, the shockwave would go through both of these, and the fire would spread to here in that direction. But it goes in all 4 directions. These walls are now damaged, so there's still some integrity there. If they get damaged again with 2 blocks, then they are gone. So those walls are missing. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll for a POI. 4 and 2. So right here, Ollie's going to randomly draw one of those and place it right here next to the fire.
And sometimes this game makes no sense when there's 2 on every wall in here or something like that. Basically saying there's no walls, so what's holding up that area?
That's normal though. When a building's crumbling down, you'll still have some support, but that's why when you get 24 of them out there, the whole building collapses. And it's your turn. So he's going to move 1 there. Did I? Oh yeah. Is it a blank?
It's over.
Okay, it's another blank. Well, there you go. Nope, nothing goes out. So 1,
2.
whoa, where are you going? You might want to come this way to move here and start putting this stuff
1,
out.
2, 3. I'm going to just stay there.
3. So he's going to hold off. So now what he's going to do is he's going to grab an action token. So you can save any number of your action points if you want to. So now he's got an extra one to use later. And that's why I use these green guys. So basically, next turn if he wants, he can use 5 action points. Or he can continue to save it, or even save more on top of it. There's no limit to how many action points you can actually save total. I don't think.
Well, it depends on how many pieces you have.
Yeah, that's true too. Alright, so now he's going to advance the fire, and then he's going to roll for a POI. So 4 and 4. So there is another explosion. So here's what's going to happen. There's going to be fire here. Fire here. This door is going to go away. So now that's an open space, and this wall is going to be damaged.
As we were saying, the kitchen goes up in a blaze.
Yeah, and it's going up in a blaze pretty quick. So this was a shock wave that traveled up to this wall. So Ollie, I'm sure, has just crapped himself. So he's going to roll for POI now.
What the heck was that?
So go ahead and roll for POI. 3 and 6. Oh, and now we see there's possibly someone in the kitchen. That's going to probably be our first real person. All right.
Probably dead.
Yeah. And I think that when it comes to if we roll on a fire, we're going to use the expert rules for that rather than have them put in the middle of the fire, and we'll explain that when it happens. All right, so now I get my action points. So 1, 2, and so what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to stop, and I'm going to save my 2 actions. And the reason why is because if I go 3 here, it does me no good. So
because then it also can't explode to him.
Exactly.
Too, so.
It can explode to me. And we didn't explain this earlier, so I'm going to go over it real quick now to help you realize why I'm not going over there. So with fire, you can actually spray it down with 1 action point to smoke, or you can use 2 action points to turn it into nothing and completely put it out.
But it's not useful to put out smoke right next to fire because that would immediately turn into fire again.
Yep, so if I came over here and I used my last action point to turn that into smoke, at the end of that round, in the advanced fire phase, this is just going to become fire again because smoke next to fire is always fire. So I'm going to save my 2 action points, and I will head in there next turn. So now I'm going to roll for fire advance. 6 and 7. So we get another explosion here. Now what's going to happen is that door is going to go away because it's next to it. Shockwave is going to come through here. This door is going to go away.
And the wall got some head damage.
Yep. So the walls get damaged some more. 1, 2. So once more, shockwave up through here damages that, and then this wall gets damaged. So that's it. I don't roll for POI because we have 3 out there. So now it's Ollie's turn.
1, 2, 3.
So use 2 action points to put out the fire.
How many actions do I have left?
You have 2 left.
1,
4.
4. Then we'll move out of the way.
Okay, so he's just going to go ahead and move over. So he's out of the way in case the fire explodes, but he'll have room to kind of come down this way. Roll for fire.
Oh, oops.
4 and 2. Well, here we go. So here's what's going to happen. So this is smoke coming in, but because it's next to fire, it becomes fire, and because it's fire on this spot, this person is now dead if it's a person. And look, we find our first person, and they are burning up in the fire. So that's one down. We have 3 more to go before we go out. Oh, well, since that's gone, you're going to re-roll for a POI because we need to have 3 out there. So 2 and 8. So right there. Alright, that's the other thing. Man, it's longer to get through here when you don't have the special skills of your specialist. That's for sure. So now it's my turn. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to start putting out fire. 1. And because that door's gone, that's now a hole. So 2, 3 to put out that fire. Ooh, do I go in there? I can put out another fire because I've got 2 extra action points. I think I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to risk it. Is that stupid?
That's a 10 out of 10 dumb move.
Should I just save an action point?
Yeah, probably.
Alright. I'm going to save the action point. Now, it's good to get fire put out, but at the same time, it's not good to put you at risk. If the fire does spread into my space, I get caught by an explosion, I have to go back out to the nearest medical spot, which is this cross. So you go by the way the crow flies. So right now, this would be the closest one. You can pick which side you want to be on. In the expert game, there's an ambulance out here on those spaces moving around, and you go back to whatever space the ambulance is on. So with Ollie's recommendation, I'm going to save my last action, and next turn I'm going to try to bust it through some of this if that fire hasn't spread. So let's see if this pays off. I don't know, maybe I should have gone here, but that's alright, we'll find out. Advancing the fire. 4 and 6. Woo! Alright, so right there. So once more, it becomes smoke, but because there's a fire right next to it, it is actually fire. So this victim is surrounded, so I'm going to try to get in there and do what I can for him. And now it is Ollie's turn.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So Ollie's heading back to save them. I kind of wish he would have done something with the fire here, but they went past it. Go ahead and roll. Since these doors are open, we don't have to pay to move through them anymore. 4 and 1. So that becomes a fire too, because it's right next to that fire.
Gosh dang, I missed that freaking deck gun.
Yeah, the deck gun. We'll explain all that stuff later, though. So the deck gun's on a fire truck that you can spray in to whole quadrants, and you really knock out a lot of stuff all at once. Alright, so now it's my turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go this way and use 2 actions here to put out this fire.
Can I turn that
And
one
then,
to smoke?
oh, you know what? That's a good idea. So that way I don't get caught up in it and it doesn't spread. So I'm going to use an extra action to turn this one into smoke. And the reason why I can do that is because this wall still has integrity, so the fire is not actually next to it. But that way too, if we roll that again, it'll just turn to fire. Or if we roll here, or here, or well, that won't matter. But if I roll here, it won't become fire. And if I roll that again, it won't explode. So, excuse me. So I'm going to roll to advance the fire now. So that was a good call on Ollie's part. So 4, 7, and speaking of, this will be smoke because that door is closed. Well, it doesn't matter for that door, but this wall still has integrity. If this had 2 cubes, that would become fire because of it.
Okay, so 1, 2.
Nope. Oh yeah, that was my fire spread.
3, 4.
So he's got that. Is that a victim finally? Oh, he found the dog. Alright, oh, fire advance. 4 and 4. Whew, I'm glad I put that out. But it will become fire because it is next to fire. Alright, so the fire's building up behind me, but now I'm going to head in. 1, 2. That's a victim. I could move now with the victim, dragging a victim around, it costs 2 action points to move. I could move into here and just sit on the smoke and that would be fine. You can do that. However, if I then rolled and this became fire, I would be knocked out and have to go to the medic and that victim would be dead. So I'm actually going to use a point to put the smoke out. Anytime you get a chance really to put out fire and to put out smoke, I really advise it if you're playing this game. It's just the best route to go because it limits the spread of the fire. So I have 1 action point left. I can't move with her, so I'm just going to save that action point to be used later. Now I'm going to roll for fire spread. Four and 7. Well, there we go. So that turned into fire. So I rolled 4 and 7, which is right here. And smoke on smoke equals fire. So now that is fire.
Okay.
So now Ollie's going to move out, but it costs him 2 action points per space.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so now he's moved that far. Now he's going to roll to advance the fire. 1 and 3. And that's just going to be smoke. For now.
Yeah, so I always do not count as adjacent.
Yeah, diagonal is not adjacent for smoke, fire, spraying a hose, or movement. Alright, now I'm going to go 1, 2. 3 will be opening that door, and I open the door to find a bunch of fire, but I'm surrounded. However, I have 1 more action point plus this, so I'm going to use 2 action points to spray out that fire. And now I'm going to roll to advance the fire. It is a lot harder in the basic game to keep a fire under control, though. I will say that. 5 and 6. So, oh! Right there. So explosions. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a bunch of walls come tumbling down because there's nothing but fire in here. So this wall's next to it. This wall's next to it. This wall is now gone. That wall down there is damaged, and this wall here is now collapsed also because of the shock waves.
If there's somebody there, they're going to burn up while they're pooping.
Yep, that person is actually in a lot of trouble, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do about them. I may get this person out and then come back in, try to knock that fire out and save them. I could also spend time chopping through that, but when you chop through a wall, you have to use the black markers, and that just means that's that many fewer that you have left. So you have to really be smart about how you do that. So it's Ollie's turn. 1, 2.
3.
I'd probably just get her out of here for now.
It's a him or a she?
Who is it? Oh, it's a dog. That's right. He had the dog. My bad. Alright, so the dog is now rescued.
That's how you moo.
And he could have put that out like being on top of it, but I think it's best to get him out and then we can roll and get someone else in here.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for fire advance. That was 4, right? So 1 and 8. So smoke over there. Nope, that was a fire advance. Now you roll for POI. And that's not good. 6 and 4. That's not too bad though. There's no fire in this room yet, so 6 and 4. So he'll throw someone over there by the piano, and which is very far away from where he's at, unfortunately. That makes you miss the vehicles too, because the vehicles, you can ride them around the place also. Alright, so it's my turn. 1, 2, 3. Should I put that fire out first? Just in case.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
You know what, I'm coming back this anyway, so I'm going to, just in case we roll that. So I can spray it through that wall, because it's been torn down. 1, 2, and then I'm going to go 3, 4 to get him over here. Get her over here. Next turn I'll be able to get her outside. So, excuse me. 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 right there. So that will become fire because it's right next to fire. So the kitchen is going up in flames once more. And now it's going to be Ollie's turn. Might as well go cut through and just start putting out fire as you go.
1.
So 1, he's going to put that smoke out.
2.
I would just go this way.
3, 4.
Because this is out of control and we need to do something about that.
I'm running for my wife!
Go ahead and roll. 1, 3. Nope, that'll just flip it over. So smoke on smoke is fire. Well, you'll be able to put that out soon.
And fire on fire is boom.
Yep, kaboom. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah. All right, my turn. So 1, 2.
You're trying to set the explosive, aren't you?
Yep. 3, 4. I get her outside, so she's safe. That's 2 we've saved. Now I roll to advance the fire. 1 and 7. So there's more smoke building back there. Smoke next to smoke doesn't matter. That's fine. Now it's Ollie's turn.
1, 2.
That's only 1.
1.
Yep.
Yep, I saw I was with somebody. so.
So he uses all 4 actions, get that put out, and now it's time to roll for fire advance. 1 and 3. Good thing you put that out. That would have been an explosion and caused a good bit of a mess there. But now it's just smoke, and he can put it out again next turn. So he's gone. I guess I should just go try to save that person, right?
Just break down a wall.
1, 2. I don't know if I want to do that. You know what? I could save my last 2 actions, and then next turn break down this wall. You think I should do that? Well, you know what?
It's better than taking
1,
the wall
2.
away.
Besides, it might blow up again and just take the wall down anyway. Well, that would kill that person, though. So 1, 2. And then I'm just going to go ahead and save my last 2 actions. So I'm going to take Ollie's advice again and see if it pays off. It did last time. So I saved my last 2 actions. Roll for fire advance. I roll a 5 and a 3. So now there's smoke building up in the rec room here. The family room. Maybe that's the dining room / family room. Because that's a dining table and a piano.
That's a dining.
Oh, that's true. There's a little dining room in the kitchen, too.
And that's a big family table, and that's a small family
That
table.
could like having when you have guests over, so that's why it's the rec room or something. All right, now it is
My turn.
Ollie's turn again.
1.
So 1,
2.
I just want to stay there and then work your way down the fire. So he's going to save his last 2 actions, and then roll for fire advance. Do we only have 2 POIs out there? Oh, I forgot to roll. 5 and 2. So there's smoke. So before I go, I'm going to roll for the POI. Yep. Sometimes this game moves pretty fast, and it gets hard to keep track of that stuff. So you really got to be careful. So I forgot I saved someone. So I'm going to roll POI 2, 8. So there is someone here. Grab someone and throw them there in the bedroom. So we do have someone there now. I could come over here and save this person, but I'm going to try to get down here and save that person. So we're going to try to get this bedroom fire under control before it spreads into the bathroom. So my first 2 actions, I'm going to use 2 actions to chop and break down this wall. So that's 2 actions. 3, 4 will be putting that fire out. Now I only have 2 actions left with this, which means I'm just going to wait it out.
Or do you want to move to get that person?
Oh, that's right. Both of those walls are gone. Good call. So I'm going to use my last 2 actions to move in there, and we'll see what that person is. There's a person. Now, I'm not going to chop through the wall here because I don't want to take up more of these cubes right now, so I will just move them out this way. But that's it, and we're going to roll for 4 and 6, so there's smoke. If there was still fire over here, that wall's down, so this would have become fire, but there's not, so that's just smoke.
I probably should get over here to get that person.
I don't know. I have mixed... No, and here's why I'm going to say that. I'm going out this door, and I'll be able to come right back through here.
Okay.
We need to start getting this under control.
1, 2, 3.
Might as well go down and get another one.
4.
4, and then he's going to use his 2 actions there for 5 and 6 to put out that one. So, like I said earlier, it's really a good idea to keep the fire under control because otherwise you get explosions and it gets out of control. So right now, the only structural area that's a problem is this area. And that's, you know what, every time we've played this game, that area
always
ends up, the walls always collapse over there. It's such a small space. This little room, their little game room, nothing ever happens in there. That's why the game room is the safest place to be. Wait, what am I doing? You just went and you rolled fire advance, right? Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, see? Easy to do. So I'm going to go 1, 2 with the victim, 3, 4. And now I am up here. I'm safe from explosion for the moment, because even if we roll that, it's just going to become fire. Now I will roll for fire advance. And 5 and 5. So more smoke as this little rec room begins to smolder. And now it will be Ollie's turn.
1, 2, 3.
2, 3. Just want to save your action, or you're safe at the door.
Oh.
It'll just blow the door off.
That's the door.
Unless we hit it twice. But that door is still closed. So he's going to take his action. And roll for fire advance and 5-4. Ooh, that whole thing's smoldering now. Oh, no. Actually, we have flashover. So flashover, this fire is next to smoke, and so all of this now becomes fire. So that all of that was next to smoke. Or next to smoke next to fire. So now all of that will become fire.
Next to smoke?
So that's how, yeah, whatever. So that's how quickly this fire can spread, much as in the real world.
This is actually a very good example for little kids of how fires can spread actually.
And it is. It definitely is. So it doesn't take much for fires to really spread, and especially once everything starts getting hot and smoldering. If you got a pack rat home, it can go up really fast. All right, so I am going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 out the door. We have saved our third victim, and now I will roll for fire.
And new victim.
And a new victim. Yeah, don't let me forget that. 1 and 3, so this is smoldering back behind him again. And then I will roll for the next victim. 4 and 4. So here's what we're going to do. So the way the family rules read, we take this fire away and put the victim here. But the advanced rule is you follow these arrows. So we're going to follow this arrow to here. There's nothing here. So we're going to place a victim here. I don't know how much better that is, but actually it's just as good. Can you put a victim here?
Oh, that's a victim.
Yep. And there we go. So we didn't see that guy under the table or that person. All right, now it's Ollie's turn.
He probably hid under the table and then banged his head on something and passed out.
Very likely. You might want to get ready to, yeah, go ahead and start moving into there.
Spread.
2, 3.
Then I'm going to wait in
then,
case that thing blows up.
Good move. So he's going to save one more action. So he opened the door and put that fire out to start getting control of the kitchen. Now he's going to roll for advancing fire. And 5 and 6. All right, so here...
They're flashover.
Yep, so that becomes fire, and now that becomes fire because that wall has been destroyed. So now this becomes fire, and that victim is surrounded. So I may just come... I don't have enough to do anything. Should I just go that way, or are you going to try to make your way that way? All right, then I'm going to go this way, 1, 2. And I don't want to go here and just stop. Because then once more that door is open. If there's an explosion here, it's going to take me out. Which, that's not necessarily a bad mood thing. No, I mean right there, because I'm only going to go right here to the ambulance. You sure I shouldn't go over there to help put that fire out?
I mean, you could.
Just in case, because this is all blazing through here now.
I guess you can, up to you.
Because it's going to take you a bit to get over here. I think I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to be sad if this turns into a fire, though. I wish I had gone that way. So I'm going to roll for fire advance. 6 and 1, so there's smoke there. Once more, it's diagonal, so it doesn't spread, but obviously things are heating up in there.
So 1, 2, 3.
4 and 5 to put that out, and he has his one action left, but he has one action left here, but he's going to probably sit it out.
Probably should set it.
Yep, so he's just going to hang out and then advance the fire. So 3 and 4, and that becomes fire now. But it's a good thing he put that out, because if that had been fire, he would now be dead or knocked out and sent back to the ambulance, and this fire would have just... Actually, this victim would be dead too. That would not have been good. So at least he pushed that fire down before it ignited again. So now I'm here, so I'm going to go 1, 2. But it's not really smart for me to move anywhere over here right now, is it?
I can.
I can go 3 even if I went... No, but if I get up here, I can get caught in the explosion. Although I guess so can the victim. What do you think? Should I just go ahead and see who that is?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to take a chance. I don't like doing this, but it is a victim, so hopefully I can get him out of here. Hopefully I don't roll bad. 1 and 2. I'll take that roll. Smoke here, your turn.
I'm glad, because you usually roll bad in Risk.
I really do. I roll bad. Actually, I can roll bad in this game, too. But, well, not Clone Wars Risk. I actually rolled pretty good in Clone Wars. 1, 2. 3. And then he's going to use that to make it 4 and 5. So he uses his action, puts out both of those fires. Now we've got the kitchen under pretty good control. 1 and 7, so that catches fire. So now both of those will go up in flames. And now the bedroom is on fire.
And that is apparently taking a nap.
Yep.
That's probably my mom.
That could be. Alright, it's going to be my turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They should probably get some smoke detectors in this house. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm safe from any immediate explosions. I'm going to roll. 2 and 1. So that'll be right here. 2 and 1. So more smoke is the living room. But as you saw over here in the rec rooms, the smoke builds up and then all of a sudden the whole thing's on fire.
So 1,
2, 3. So he's going to put some of that out.
Yeah, I'm going to stay back.
Just stay there.
Okay.
And he's going to save an action. So basically what he's trying to do is trying to clear a path so he can get to this victim and get them to safety. We've got 3 out. I'm about to, you know what? What do you think I should, well, if I come up here, oh, I can't even get in there. 2, 3. Should I risk leaving this person here for now? I think I'm going to, because I don't want to lose anyone else. Or what do you think? Should I just save this person?
Just save her.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've saved 4 victims now. And I'm going to roll for fire advance. So 3 and 2 right here. So still it's diagonal. The living room's starting to smolder again. And that's realistic to fires too. Once you put the fire out, it can still flash up and flare up. So he's going 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, a cat.
I got all the animals.
Yep.
That was just...
So there was a cat under the piano. So if you notice, he went 1, 2, 3 to put that fire out, and then 4 to go here. He's saving his extra action.
Well, I can't use it anyway. So.
No, yeah, he'd have to leave the cat to use it. So he's going to roll for fire advance now. 2 and 7. Uh-oh. That person is now surrounded by fire because smoke would go here, but smoke next to fire is always fire. So that person is now surrounded, so I got to get in there. Did I roll a POI? I forgot to roll a POI again. We were talking about remembering to do that, and I forgot. 5 and 4. So right there. Oh, so there's another victim right there.
Well, I guess I'm going to go and see who that is real quick. Or should I just save
Now, oh no, we had put that out. You know what? It might be a good idea to go ahead and see who it is and put that fire out. Just to make sure we don't lose them.
Or drag the person down to the door. I think dragging the person down to the door.
Well, I'd probably put the... Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's my turn now, isn't it? No, it's my turn. I rolled POI, but that's because I missed it last turn. So it's my turn. Although, actually, this would have been here when he walked through here. And he would already know what it is, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll just turn it over, because that's what would have happened. He would have walked through here and seen that was a victim and then gone here. So either way, because you had already put that fire out. So this is where the victim would have gone, and he would have gone through it. Trust us, that's what would have happened, but I forgot to do that. Alright, so I'm going to come back in. 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and open this door for 3, but I'm not going to go in here yet because that fire's all over the place. I don't want to get caught in an explosion. So I'm going to save my last action for later, and I will now roll. 5 and 1. Alright, so now this becomes fire, and Flashover, that becomes fire now, because smoke next to fire is fire.
1.
I'd probably put that fire out. Because it's right there. Always put the fire out, remember?
The fire's not really doing it.
It's...
Just
Okay, do what you want to do, but I would put it out. You can't. There's fire right here. That's why you should put it out. Because 1, 2, 3. That's why I'd recommend putting it out.
I'm just going to use my extra action moving down here.
4, 5. So they're both safe right now. That's why there's no rush to get them out. But once more, when you don't put fire out, you really do tend to regret it. You can't have as many victims as you want in one space, but you can still only move one of them at a time. Alright, so now I'm going to come in. 1. See what this is? Oh, there's another blank. So that one's a blank. 1. I'm just going to spray this down. 2, 3. And then I've got 1 action point, so 4, 5, and I'm going to spray this out. Because once more, the longer you leave fire burning, we've done that. We did that in early games where we left too many fires burning instead of putting them out. And they ended up blowing up, and that's why you end up losing all of your cubes. So I'm going to roll for fire advance, 2 and 6. So now there's smoke there. But, oh, POI. 4 and 7. So 4, 7. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Oh, you want to put one over here? Perfect. That's on my way out.
Okay, so I'm going to take the cat because I like cats.
He's going to save the cat first, but then he'll come back to get the person. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The cat is saved.
I thought it was nobody
We only
at
need
first.
to save 2 more people. So actually, if that's a person, this is going to be a quick out at this point. Roll for fire advance. 4 and 3. So that's there again in the kitchen.
4 and 3.
Yep, right there. Kitchen smoldering.
Well, part of it is.
And another POI.
POI.
So 4 and 7. Okay, can't go there. It's going to go here. We're going to follow that yellow arrow to here. In the family game, if you roll it on someone, then you completely re-roll it. Or should we just go ahead and re-roll it like we would in a family game?
Nah.
It doesn't matter because we're going to be there here shortly anyway. Nope, it's my turn. You just went and saved that person, so I'm just going to get out. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that's a person. It is. And I'm going to be able to get that person out next turn. I will just take my free action point. And then Ollie will take his turn.
Whoa. Fire.
Oh, whoops. Advanced fire. I'm trying to shortcut it out of here.
Slow your roll.
Trying to shortcut it out. 1, 1. So it's just a smoldering living room. But if a fire pops up in any of these, this whole thing's on fire. 2, 3, 4. So he's almost got that person out. Fire advance. 3, 3. More smoldering. So there's a lot of smoke just waiting to flare up into flames. So this is pretty much it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We saved our 6th victim. I'm going to roll to advance the fire.
And a new victim.
3 and 1. Alright, so here we go. Smoke goes here, but smoke next to fire is fire, and all of this flashes over now. So once more, that's how quickly the whole room starts going up. Hey, that's my roll.
I don't care.
5 and 5. So victim goes there, but now Ollie's going to get his victim out. And
Game
over. So we won. We got 7 victims out before we lost 4 or the building collapsed. So we still had 1 victim left. Had quite a few cubes left. So a lot of that comes to, though, once more, put out fire where you're at. Put out smoke where you're at to keep it from spreading. Because as you can see, we have a pretty uncontrolled fire at this point, and if the game were still to continue, we'd probably get a few explosions over here that would start taking out walls and spreading the fire pretty fast, and end up start losing victims as well. So that's it. That's Flashpoint Fire Rescue. Another successful day in the firehouse. It's good to be back.
Good to be back. And be sure to comment down below what games you would like to see in our background.
Once more, if you're interested in seeing a playthrough of the Expert Rules, let us know. We'll try to throw one in sometime in the next few months. But this is Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Yep.
And would you say it's a good game?
Yep. And we recommend it.
You got anything else?
Nope.
Alright. Well, I'm Robbie.
I'm Ollie.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Robbie.
I'm Robbie. Oh.
Oh. It's Robbie and Robbie.
That'll be funny, actually. There's 2 Robbies in the
Robbie
video.
and Robbie.
Okay.